are using coarse aggregates, it is crushed rock, gravel or hard material you are going to use, which is retained on 2.36 mmC. Then what are the specifications of materials? So here there is no gradation is there. So it is a single sized aggregates we can call. Okay, single sized aggregates. Why? Because the aggregates which are having a size 13.2 and 11.2, that aggregates we are going to utilize. Okay, the aggregates whose size is 13.2 and 11.2, that type of aggregates can be used for construction of this OGPC. That's why it is a single sized aggregates. Only one variety of aggregates will be there, that is 13.2 or 11.2 side aggregates you are going to use. Then what is the abrasion value? Los Angeles abrasion value should be less than 40. Aggregate impact value should be less than 30%. Combined index, again I am telling CI should be less than 35%. That is, combined index should be always less than 35%, and it is for all the layers. Okay, you can write for all the layers, you can write this combined and flakiness index as less than 35%. Then durability, this is also common. For this durability will come only for bituminous mixes. So remember, only for bituminous mixes we are going to have this durability. That is sodium sulfate less than 12%, magnesium sulfate less than 18%, and water absorption should be less than 1%. So water absorption should be maintained less than 1%, and polished stone value not less than 55%. That is PSV. PSV, that is the polished stone value should not be less than 55%. Okay, these are the material specifications for this OGPC. So nominal size of the aggregates, it is 13.2 and 11.2 mm sized aggregates. Los Angeles abrasion value is 40%. Impact value is less than 30%. Combined index should be less than 35%. Then comes the durability. Durability, sodium sulfate should be less than 12%. Magnesium sulfate should be less than 18%. That is loss of material. Then water absorption should be less than 1%. Then polished stone value not less than 55%. Then what are the construction steps we are going to follow, or the construction procedure we are going to follow? First one is weather and seasonal limitations. As we all know that what are all the step-by-step procedure we are going to follow for weather and seasonal. Then existing surface preparation, then application of tack coat, premix preparation and transportation, then spreading and rolling, seal coat, opening to traffic, quality control work. And here the premix is prepared in the hot bituminous mix plant. Hot bituminous mix plant. Here there are two types are there. One is a batch mix and another one is rolling type. In that again weighing mix, weigh mix and volume. So remember, these are the two types of hot bituminous. One is rolling type, another one is the batch mix. So we know weather and seasonal limitations. That is, the laying shall be suspended in presence of standing water. So water should not be there on the surface of the existing layer. Then laying shall be suspended during rain, dust, storm or fog. So it should be suspended. Why? Because in the presence of water or the dust, the bitumen will not stick to the existing surface. So it should be suspended. Laying shall be suspended when base binder course is damp. Damp means some partial amount of water which is present inside the existing layer, then you are going to suspend laying. Then when the air temperature is less than 10 degrees Celsius for conventional binder, for modified binder if it is less than 15 degrees Celsius, you are going to suspend it. Then laying shall be suspended when wind speed exceeds 40 kmph. Usually it will not happen, but in sometimes there will be increase in the wind speed at a 2 meter height we are going to suspend. So next is the preparation of existing surface. Underlying surface layers should be prepared and conditioned. Okay, underlying layer, whether it may be a binder course. I told right, it is a PMGSY road. There will be no binder course will be there. There will be base course. Above the base course, so in the while constructing the OGPC, okay, OGPC, the existing layer is base course. Okay, base course, that too WBM base course. Okay, the existing layer you are going to prepare, that is the WBM. Then you are going to apply prime coat or above this. So application of prime coat. Then you are going to place 20 mm OGPC. 20 mm, that is the thickness is 20 mm. You can't go behind 20 mm thickness. Okay, so remember OGPC only it is 20 mm thickness you are going to provide. Is it clear? Is it understood? Is it understood? Okay. Then you are going to apply prime coat. As you all know that the main application of prime coat when the non-bituminous layer is binding or is laying receiving the bituminous layer, then you are going to apply the prime coat. So a prime coat where shall be applied is applied. Whenever it is necessary, you are going to apply the prime coat on the WBM. So remember in the OGPC the existing layer is a WBM layer. Okay, why? Because here the binder course we are going to omit or we are going to emit that binder course. Only after the base course only we are going to apply OGPC. That is after the base course only we are going to apply wearing course. Then tack coat shall be applied over the base preparatory to laying of the surfacing. So after this prime coat you are going to apply a thin layer of tack coat, and as soon as you apply the tack coat the layer construction will start. Okay, next is a premix preparation and transportation. As we all know that mix shall be prepared in a hot bituminous mix plant. Adequate capacity which will yield a proper and uniform quality of the mix. So the mix what you are going to prepare in the hot bituminous mix plant, it should be of capable of yielding a uniform and a homogeneous mix. Okay, uniform and a homogeneous mix it is used to produce. I'm going to show today the how this hot bituminous mix plant is looking. So it should produce uniform and homogeneous mix. Then the mix shall be immediately transported from the mixer to the clean insulated covered vehicle. So it is directly taken from the mix plant and it should be insulated. Again I'm telling, the inner side of the truck where you are going to transport, the inner side of the truck where you are going to transport this mix is insulated. Okay, insulated. Why? Because to avoid the heat transfer we are going to insulate it. So insulation should be done for the truck. Then the top of the truck should be covered. Okay, the top of the truck should be covered, but in our Indian practice we will be insulating the vehicle, the truck, but we will not cover the top. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is spreading and rolling. So as we all know that as soon as the mix arrives at the site, it should be laid, it should be compacted. So you are going to send it to the paver unless otherwise it is specified. Here if the contractor or the engineer, if they specified utilization of this paver means, then only you are going to use. Otherwise you are going to spread manually. Okay, spreading should be done manually. So you are going to spread the OGPC manually and you are going to lay it and you are going to compact it. So rolling shall be commenced using 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller. So 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller can be used for compacting this OGPC. Then rolling shall begin at the edges. As we all know that The procedure, the rolling will commence from the edges and progress towards center with due overlap of 1/3 width of the preceding pass. And if there is any unidirectional camber is provided, means from the lower edge till upper edge you are going to provide compact it. So the same procedure till the mix gets stiff, that is there is no movement of the mix under the roller wheel, then you are going to roll it. Okay. Then after this, since it is a open graded premix carpet, the aggregate will be looking like this. Okay, I'll write here cleanly, so you'll get to know. So this is the surface. Let us consider. So this is the size of the aggregates. You can see the voids right here. Are you able to see the voids? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Sir, only PDF is visible, sir.
Huh?
Only PDF is visible, sir.
No, I'm writing right on the PDF. On the next to the PDF.
Yes, sir, visible. Manually.
Yes, below that I have written on diagram, right? The voids.
Yes.
So this is the voids. So since it is a open graded premix carpet, the void should be filled. How we are going to fill these voids? By providing a seal coat. Okay. As soon as you lay this OGPC, a seal coat is applied in such a way that the voids of the OGPC are sealed. Okay, that's why it is called seal coat. As soon as the OGPC is laid, a layer of seal coat you are going to apply, which will fill the voids between the aggregates. Okay, is it clear? I will show what are the various types of seal coats also. Then no traffic is allowed until seal coat is applied. So the traffic is not allowed on the OGPC layer till it is sealed with the help of seal coat. Okay, till it is sealed with the help of seal coat, we are not going to allow the traffic to flow. Then what are the quality control work? We know that before construction, during construction and after construction. So quality control work will be done in 3 stages: before construction, during construction and after construction. So remember, here the traffic is not allowed till the seal coat is applied on the existing layer. Then what are the quality control tests we are going to conduct? There is quality of binder we are going to check, aggregate impact value, Los Angeles abrasion value, elongation index, there is a combined CI index, water absorption, polish stone value, bitumen content and temperature of the binder. This is very important. Temperature of the binder. Why? Because the bitumen becomes solid at lesser temperature than semi-solid at room temperature and liquid at higher temperature. That's why you should keep on checking the temperature at regular interval. Okay, you should keep on checking the temperature of the binder at regular interval and temperature of the mix at site you have to check, while traveling you have to check, and while preparing you have to check the mix temperature also. Is it clear? Is it clear OGPC construction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next it is a seal coat. I told right, as soon as you lay the OGPC, the seal coat should be provided. So what is the function of seal coat? To seal the voids which are present in the open graded mixes. Okay, the main function I'll write here. So main function to seal the voids present in the open graded mixes. So what is the main function? The main function is to seal the voids which are present in the the open graded mixes, but in the dense graded mixes, the voids are filled with this bitumen and fine aggregates. But when it comes for open graded premix mixes, you have to use this seal coat. You have to use this seal coat. Then what are the various types of seal coats? There is a type A and type B seal coat. That is a liquid seal coat comprising of an application of layer of bituminous binder followed by stone chips. Okay, type A, how they are going to construct this type A, or how they are going to make this type A means, for example, this is the OGPC what we have constructed. So the voids are there at the top. So this is the OGPC layer. So above this a thin bituminous layer they are going to make. So they are going to apply a thin bituminous layer. For this they are going to add stone chips. Okay, they are going to add stone chips. Stone chips. The bitumen seals the voids. The stone chips locks the aggregate. Okay, this is the type A. Type A, that is the bitumen binder is spread. Above that you are going to add the stone chips. Type B, premixed seal coat comprising of thin application of fine aggregates premixed with. So premixed, this is in situ. Type B is premix. Type B, it is premix which is prepared in the mix plant. So a thin application of fine aggregates mixed. Okay, the fine aggregates are mixed with the binder, and that mixture you are going to apply. But in the type A, you are going to prepare the seal coat in the site only. That is applying the binder, adding the stone chips. But here, similar to your premix, that is DBM and BC, it is prepared in the hot bituminous mix plant only. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next is what are the materials we are going to use for this seal coat? Bitumen conforming to IS 73. So since it is also a bituminous type mix, so it is conforming to IS 73. Then stone chips. I told right you are going to add stone chips. What are the size of the stone chips? So it should be clean, hard and tough and durable rock you are going to get. Then uniform quality stone chips passing 11.2 mm IS sieve and retained on 2.36 mm sieve, that we are going to consider it as type A. The aggregates are the stone chips passing 11.2 retained on 2.36, that can be utilized for type A seal coat. Aggregates for type B, they sand or grit, clean, hard, durable materials, flaky or elongated particles. Aggregates passing 2.36 and retained on 180 micron, that can be utilized for type B. For type A, we are going to use aggregates passing 11.6 mm, 11.2 mm and retained on 2.36 mm. So the aggregates passing 11.2 mm retained on 2.36 mm, that can be utilized for type A seal coat. And type B seal coat, the aggregates passing 2.36 and retained on 180 micron, that can be utilized for the type B seal coat. So for type B to passing 2.36 mm and retained on 180 micron. That is retained on 180 micron IS sieve, that we are going to utilize for the preparation of seal coat. Okay, is it clear? Materials, is it clear? Kindly respond, is it clear? Am I audible or not? Is it clear, Dhruva? Harish, is it clear? Okay. So next is a type A seal coat. How we are going to construct this type A? Seal coat is applied immediately after laying bituminous course, which is to be sealed. So the bituminous course may be OGPC or bituminous macadam. Only these two layers are going to get this seal coat, that is OGPC and BM, which is to be sealed. Then the surface should be cleaned free of any dust or other extraneous matter. That is wherever you are laying this seal coat means you are going to check the existing surface should be free from dust or any other extraneous matter. Then bitumen is heated to specified temperature and sprayed at the specified rate on the dry surface in a uniform manner. So after the laying of OGPC or BM, you are going to clean that and you are going to spray the bitumen of a required quantity. You are going to spray it. Then immediately after the application of binder, stone chips shall be spread using the mechanical spreader or mechanical grid spreader. So stone chips after the required quantity of aggregates are spread means you are going to apply the stone chips of required quantity using a mechanical grid spreader. Then immediately after the application of cover material, that is the stone chips, the entire surface shall be rolled with a 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel or vibratory roller. So after the application of the seal coat, you are going to roll the surface with a 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller or 8 to 10 ton vibratory roller. Then as you all know that the rolling shall commence from the edges and progress towards the center. Except in super elevated or unidirectional camber, from the lower edge till upper edge you are going to compact with proceeding of 1/3 of the preceding pass. Then rolling shall continue until all aggregates are firmly embedded in the binder, providing a uniform closed surface. So you are going to apply the binder like this. You are going to embed the aggregates like this. Okay, you are going to embed the aggregates inside the binder so that you are going to get the finishing surface. Then traffic shall not be allowed to run on any newly sealed area until the following day. So after the sealing, you should not allow the traffic for 24 hours. So the traffic is not allowed till 24 hours so that it is allowed for setting. Okay, this is how we are going to construct this type A seal coat. Type A seal coat, you are going to clean the existing surface, you are going to spray the bitumen, you are going to add stone chips. You are going to add stone chips and you are going to roll it using 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller. After rolling, you are going to allow the traffic after 24 hours only. How you are going to roll the surface? That is, rolling shall commence at the edges and progress towards the center. But in the unidirectional camber, the rolling shall commence at the lower edge and ends at the upper edge. Then overlapping should be very important. That is 1/3 width of the preceding pass you are going to overlap. Since it is a in situ method, this is the step-by-step procedure we are going to follow. But when it is a premix method means what you are going to do? You are going to mix the material, that is the binder and aggregates and fine aggregates in the premix plant only. That is in the hot bituminous mix plant only. You are going to mix the bitumen and hot bituminous mix plant. In this only you are going to mix the aggregates and the bitumen and you are going to bring the mix and you are going to lay in the site. Then a mixer of appropriate capacity shall be used for preparation of the mixed material. The plant shall have a separate dryer arrangement for heating the aggregate. You are going to heat the aggregate and you are going to utilize it. Then the bitumen shall be heated in boilers. So as well know that similar to your tack-out application, you are going to heat the bitumen in boiler to the specified temperature. Usually the bitumen will be heated at 160 to 175 degree Celsius. So the bitumen So the bitumen is heated in the boiler to a specified temperature. Then the aggregate shall be dry and uniform. Subsequently, you are going to heat the aggregate and you are going to heat the bitumen. Then the heated aggregates and binder are mixed thoroughly in a mixer until uniform mix is obtained. So I told right, hot bituminous mix plant will be producing the uniform and unsegregated mix. So it should be whatever the seal coat type B we are getting, it should be uniform in nature and it should not segregate. Then the mix shall be immediately transported from the mixing plant to the area where it is to be placed. So similar to your other bituminous layer construction, here also we are going to take the mix from the plant as soon as it is ready, and it should be laid and it should be compacted. It should be laid and it should be compacted. Then rolling shall commence from edges and progress towards the center, and rolling shall be done using a 8 to 100 kilonewton smooth wheel roller. That is a rolling can be done using 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller. 8 to 10 ton smooth wheel roller you are going to use, and you are going to compact it. And it is completely compacted until the material seals the voids in the surface, and which will produce uniform surface until it get incorporated in the voids and it is sealed. Then traffic may be allowed soon after final rolling. Here there is no waiting period, that is 24 hours or till it gets cool to 60 degree. It shall be open only after rolling. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that you should open after 24 hours. You can allow the traffic as soon as the final rolling is done, and till it cools to surrounding temperature. Then what are the quality control tests you are going to conduct on this seal coat? There is either it may be a type A or type B seal coat. So type A or type B. The common test, whatever the things we are going to conduct on the bituminous mixes. That is quality of binder, aggregate impact value, aggregate abrasion value, that is Los Angeles abrasion value, combined flakiness and elongation indices we are going to consider. Then stripping value we are going to consider, water absorption of aggregates, gradation. I told right, you are going to consider the aggregates passing 11.2 mm and 10.6 mm aggregates. Then for type B it is 2.36, then 2.36 mm to 180 micron we are going to consider. Then soundness, that is when you are using sodium sulfate, it is less than 12%. When you are using magnesium sulfate, it is 18%. Then polished stone value we are going to check, and rate of spread of materials. Here whenever we are using this paver, okay, whenever we are using the paver, we are going to check the efficiency of the paver. We are going to see the rate of spread of material. But since it is a manual method, you can go for roll of spread of material, or we can emit this quality control test. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond. Is it clear? Seal coat, is it clear? Am I audible or not? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Yes, clear.
Okay. Next is a mastic asphalt, which is not there in your syllabus. Next, I was telling right, prime coat and tack coat. How we are going to prime coat and tack coat? So prime coat consists of application of single coat of low viscosity liquid. So what in the exam they will ask, write a short note on first one, the last prime coat, tack coat, then seal coat. So this is the compulsory question they are going to ask. That is, write a short note or explain prime code, tag code, and seal code. So we have done with the seal code. Now we will see what is this prime code and tag code. So prime code, it is not having any aggregates in it. Only it will be having a bituminous material. So prime coat shall consist of a application of a single coat of a low viscosity liquid bituminous material. Okay, so which is poured on a granular surface. Okay, so remember the prime coat is applied in between a non-bituminous layer, and when you are bonding with the bituminous layer. When you are bonding between the bituminous layer and the non-bituminous layer, then only we are going to apply this prime coat. So remember, then only we are going to apply this prime coat. Then what are the materials we are going to consider? What are the material? That is the bitumen material can be, okay, the bituminous material can be utilized. So the bituminous material of low viscosity, the bituminous material of low viscosity can be utilized in this prime coat. So bituminous emulsion SS1 grade or medium curing cutback. So either emulsion, it is a low viscosity bitumen, or cutback. Okay, the emulsion or cutback bitumen we are going to utilize in the prime coat for the construction or for making the prime coat. Either emulsion or cutback we are going to use. Then what are the functions or applications of this prime coat? So to penetrate deep into the surface and plug the or seal the voids. So since it is used on the non-bituminous layer, the aggregates will be looking like this. Okay. So there will be voids will be there. So the main function is the bitumen get plugged or sealing these voids which are present inside the bituminous non-bituminous layer. So you are going to apply the prime coat here, but the prime coat will the bitumen get penetrated into the voids of the bitumen and it will be plugged. Then coat and bond the loose particles on the surface. So since it is a non-bituminous layer, to make it bind, okay, to hold the aggregates in its place, and it will bond the aggregates on the surface. Then render the surface of the base course with water resistance. So it acts as a water resistant also. It acts as a water resistant or waterproofing layer. Then permit the tack coat to be applied over the primer surface to provide proper adhesion between base course and bituminous layer. So remember, this is very important, that is to provide proper bonding between the base layer, okay, base course and the bituminous course. To provide proper bonding between the base course and the bituminous course, we are going to apply this prime coat. Then this is all about prime coat. So the main function is to provide proper binding between bituminous course and the base course. Then what is this tag coat? Here we have seen prime coat, non-bituminous to bituminous, but here tag coat is bituminous to bituminous layer. Okay, bituminous to bituminous layer. Bituminous to bituminous layer we are going to consider. That is whenever the receiving layer is bituminous layer and applying layer is also bituminous layer, then we can go for this tack coat. So tack coat consists of application of a single coat of low viscosity liquid bituminous layer to an existing bituminous. So I told right, the receiving layer is bituminous layer, the applying layer is also bituminous layer, then only we can go for this tack coat. Cement concrete or primed granular surface preparatory to superimposition of a bituminous, whether it may be existing bituminous, cement concrete or granular surface which is already primed, that is already applied with the prime coat, then we can go for this tack coat. Then what are all the materials we are going to use? So cationic bituminous emulsion, then low viscosity paving grade. That is either emulsion we are going to use, or we can use low viscosity bitumen. Okay, low viscosity bitumen, that is VG10 grade we are going to utilize. So the tack coat material consists of only the bitumen of required viscosity, that is we can easily get that required viscosity by emulsion or by low viscous VG30 grade, that is a low viscosity paving grade bitumen we are going to utilize. Then what are the applications? To provide adequate interface bond between receiving pavement surface and new bituminous layer being overlaid. That is the main function or application is whenever there is a necessity of providing a bonding between the two bituminous layer, then we can go for this tack coat. Okay, is it clear? Prime coat and tack coat. Is it clear? So prime coat is applied on the non-bituminous layer and for proper bonding between bituminous layer and non-bituminous layer, but tack coat is applied between two bituminous layers. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay, next one is construction of CC pavement. So today I will wind up this layer construction. So next is a CC pavement, may take hardly 10 minutes to complete. So cement concrete pavement, as you all know that they are the durable pavements when compared to the flexible pavement. Today we will see how these cement concrete pavements are constructed. Okay, so it can be constructed in terms of construction of pavement slab, entire slab, and construction of joints. So CC pavement construction consists of two steps. One is a slab construction and another one is joints construction. One is slab, another one is joints. Then again this slab is constructed by alternate bay method or continuous. So alternate bay method, so this is the CC pavement we are going to construct. So alternative bay method. So this is the CC, here they are going to leave empty, and this is CC, again this is CC, they are going to leave empty. So alternatively they are going to construct the CC pavement. The another one is continuous bay method. In the continuous bay method they are going to construct a CC pavement as one unit. They are going to construct a CC pavement as one unit, but in the alternative bay method, one after the other they are going to construct. What are the things or the materials we require for this CC pavement construction? Coarse aggregates, fine aggregates, cement, admixtures, if any. Usually when it comes for CC, there will be a admixture. There will be a admixture which is used for the preparation of this cement concrete. So either it may be a water retaining admixture or super plasticizer or air entraining agent. Any type of admixture can be used in the construction of rigid pavement. That is, the preparation of the cement concrete mix can be done using coarse aggregates, fine aggregates, water, cement and admixtures if any available. Then what is the specifications of materials? The aggregates which are 50 mm and downside aggregates, similar to your bituminous mixes. Here 50 mm and downside aggregates we are going to use. Cement OPC grade we are going to use, that is OPC grade 55 or 45 grade we are going to use. Then Los Angeles abrasion value less than 35%. Crushing value we have not seen anywhere in the flexible pavement. The crushing value only in the rigid pavement we are going to see the crushing value. So crushing value less than 30%, aggregate impact value less than 30%. Combined index, here also in CC payment the combined index is less than 35%. Combined flakiness and elongation index should be less than 35%. Then sodium sulfate and magnesium sulfate, that is soundness, it is 12 and 18%. Then minimum grade of concrete is M30 grade. We can go for up to M40. So the minimum grade of concrete is M30 and we can go for up to M40 grade concrete. And compressive strength 280 kg per 280 kg per centimeter square at 28 degrees Celsius. What is the construction step or procedure? What are the procedure we are going to follow? Preparation of subgrade and subbase. How we are prepared? As usual, you are going to prepare in the CC pavement. Placing of forms, that is shuttering. We can call it as shuttering. So forms we are going to place. Batching of materials and mixing. That is in the RMC plant. You are going to have this material mixing and batching. Transportation and placing. That is using the transit mixers. You are going to transport the material from the RMC plant to the site. Compaction and finishing, using a compactor we are going to spread it and you are going to lay it. Floating and straight edging, belting, brooming and edging. For creating the impressions on the cement concrete pavement, we will be doing this belting, brooming and edging. Then the last one is, since it is a bitumen, since it is a cement concrete, you are going to cure the cement concrete. So these are the 8 steps you are going to remember in the construction of CC pavement. That is the preparation of subbase and subbase. If there is any soft spots are there, you are going to rectify it. That is, it should be checked at least 2 days advance in concreting. So before 2 days only you are going to check it whether all the corrections with the subgrade and subbase is correct. And the subbase and subgrade is kept in moisture condition. Why? Because whenever you place the concrete directly on the subbase or subgrade or subbase, the water may be absorbed by the subgrade or subbase. So to avoid the reduction in moisture content, you are going to maintain moisture content in the subbase or subgrade. Then waterproof paper may be laid to avoid the escape of this moisture. The second one is placing of forms. The steel or wooden forms are used for the purpose. MS channel section, okay, C section we are going to use. The forms are jointed neatly and are set with exactness to the required grade and camber. Sufficient rigidity of form is maintained throughout the operation. Then batching of materials and mixing. Weigh batching is done in the RMC plant. That is the weigh batching is done. Then mixing, that is the RMC plant is going to produce uniform and homogeneous mix. We should have, that is homogeneous and uniform mix we are going to produce. Then transportation and placing of concrete. We are going to transport the concrete with the help of this transit mixer. So with the help of the transit mixer, we are going to transport the concrete from the RMC plant. Then care should be taken that there is no segregation of the mix while transporting. So it should be taken care that the concrete should not get segregated. So we should be very careful that no segregation is avoided. So if we are bringing the concrete in transit mixer, means we can easily avoid no segregation. Then spreading is done uniformly. You are going to take the concrete from the transit mixer and you are going to spread. So for vibrating, needle vibrators are used. Remember, needle vibrators are used for compaction. Then surface of pavement is compacted either by means of power driven finishing machine or vibrating hand screeder. So for compaction, power driven finishing machine or vibrating hand screeder you are going to use. Next is the floating and straight edging, the concrete is further compacted by using a longitudinal float. So there will be a float like this, the longitudinal float. There will be a handle here. So they are going to lift it and they are going to float it. So I think while plastering you have observed this type of thing, wooden piece. Have you observed this one? Plastering. Have you observed gare chekke? Have you observed this? Do you know what I mean by gare chekke?
Yes, sir. Fasting time ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
Plastering ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
So same, it will be in square shape, but it will be in length shape. So using that you are going to do floating. Slab is tested grade level and straight edge. So using the straight edge you are going to check whether it is camber is provided, check you are going to do. Then belting, brooming and edging. So just before the concrete becomes hard, the surface is belted with a canvas belt. Ragi machine alli belt nodidira? Have you observed?
Yes, sir.
The same belt will be used for belting. They are going to hold the belt on the either side and they will be simply placing the belt and lifting. Placing and lifting they are going to do. That we are going to done. Short strokes are applied transversely to the carriageway. Then after belting the pavement is given a broom finish with broom. Why we are going to do this brooming means on the concrete surface the cement will get placed over this, so which will provide smooth surface. So to provide a skid resistance, okay, to provide skid resistance we are going to do this brooming. Then before the concrete initials the edges of this slab are correctly finished. Then after belting and brooming you are going to cure the cement concrete. As you all know that you are going to cure it for 28 days. Whether it may be cotton or jute mats you are going to play and you are going to cure, or you can go for sand blanket or soil blanket. Okay, this is how the cement concrete pavement is constructed. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, I'll stop here.